Inside the personal grief that all my family are feeling, we also share with so many of you in the United Kingdom. At 75, King Charles has finally opened up and revealed everything about Camilla. Things people have whispered and guessed for years. From secret love to quiet struggles, he shared the truth behind their long, complicated story. His words were honest and surprising. What have Camilla been hiding and why? Join us as we reveal the truth that left the world speechless. Prince William's calm fortitude. The cameras always show Prince William smiling, waving, shaking hands, and looking polished. He appears confident and composed to the world. He seems like someone who was meant to be a leader. However, beneath his charming facade and impeccable outfits, there is a heart that has experienced years of sorrow, grief, and immense pressure. Prince William is not just next in line for the British throne. He is a person who has faced challenges and hardships that are often hidden from the public eye. Since he was a child, Prince William has been in the spotlight of public attention. This was not his choice, but something he was born into. The attention has only increased as he has grown older. As a young boy, he had to walk behind his mother's coffin, Princess Diana, with the world watching. This moment changed his life drastically. From that point on, his life was no longer private. It was constantly observed, criticized, and had high expectations placed upon it. Growing up in the royal family involved learning to conceal pain with polite smiles. It involved knowing that responsibilities took precedence over feelings. It meant prioritizing the interests of the monarchy over personal desires. Each year brought fresh difficulties and expectations, especially when it came to comparisons with his parents and siblings. He was frequently under pressure to be flawless, to never make mistakes, and to always appear composed. Though he presented a strong exterior, he was also burdened by a weight that few could comprehend. Prince William has dealt with many internal struggles within the palace walls. These were battles that weren't visible to the public eye, but were nonetheless draining. He had to navigate a world where any slip-up could make the news. He had to endure the media distorting his words and creating false narratives. Despite feeling tired or unhappy, he had to put on a happy face and interact with crowds. Every public appearance came at a cost, missed special occasions, less time with family and friends, and aspects of himself he had to conceal. He is motivated by his inner strength, resilience, and commitment to his family, rather than by making big speeches or grand gestures. Even during tough times, he remained strong not only for himself, but also for others. He was a cause of stability in a family that faced many challenges. Despite being seen as a flawless prince, he was a man coping with grief, finding a balance between responsibility and personal suffering, and figuring out how to lead without sacrificing his true self. Prince William has been deeply hurt by the growing distance between him and his younger brother, Prince Harry. They used to be close, sharing secrets and supporting each other, but their bond changed over time. The world saw the headlines and interviews, but for William, it was a personal and painful experience. He chose to remain silent and not discuss it publicly. This silence was his way of dealing with the pain and showing respect for their past relationship. He knew he had to continue moving ahead. Despite missing someone he used to rely on, he kept doing his royal duties. He posed for pictures, fulfilled his responsibilities, and focused on the larger goal. Despite feeling hurt in private, he found solace and joy with his immediate family. With Catherine and their 3 children, Prince William has discovered a sense of tranquility and direction that he never experienced in public life. Catherine is not only William's spouse, but also his companion in all aspects of life. She has consistently been there for him during challenging times, offering him comfort and security. Their kids, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, motivate William to remain resilient and positive. Beyond being potential heirs to the throne, They are the center of his universe and bring him optimism for the future. Although the public sees the royal family appearing happy during public events, they are not privy to the serious private discussions that happen at home. William and Catherine discuss how they want to raise their children in a unique way, ensuring they receive love and freedom in a world that can be overwhelming. William desires for his children to be raised in a nurturing environment where they feel secure, encouraged, and able to express themselves freely. He hopes that his children experience happiness rather than just the weight of responsibility. William is not just starting a family, he is also trying to influence the future. He hopes his kids will grow up with good morals, like kindness and courage, and understand the significance of being authentic. He believes that his present actions will impact how his kids perceive the world and what they believe their responsibilities are in the future. He is deliberate, considerate, and fully dedicated to building a future that seems more positive than the past. Prince William is actively learning and getting ready to become the next king. He is not just following his father or grandmother, but wants to make the monarchy more modern. He believes in being honest and connecting with people, not just sticking to tradition. He is prepared to lead with both courage and compassion. William is not interested in becoming famous or being the center of attention. He prefers to build trust, prioritize kindness, and always do what is right, even in difficult situations. He doesn't like drama or giving big speeches. Instead, he lets his actions speak for themselves. As he gradually takes on a leadership role, he does so with a quiet sense of confidence. When he agreed to his new royal title, something significant occurred. It wasn't showy or noisy. It was serene, yet influential. This took place in Westminster Abbey, a location rich in history and significance. On that specific day, Prince William wasn't merely waiting any longer. He was making a move forward. The change in him was noticeable to people. He seemed calm, determined, and prepared. He wasn't just the next in line to the throne. He was transforming into a leader. William stood next to his father, King Charles, displaying unity and strength. It was a peaceful moment, rare in a family that has faced many difficulties. Despite lingering rumors and challenges, that day demonstrated that the monarchy's future is secure in capable hands. Things are progressing within the palace. William is involved in talks on updating the monarchy, not for fame, but to create something significant. He aims to give the monarchy a positive and authentic purpose. William understands that the royal family is a cause of comfort and stability for many people, and he wants to ensure that this continues. He is very dedicated to his responsibilities, but he also understands the need for balance. He knows that too much focus on duty can be overwhelming. William believes in leading with kindness, rather than just enforcing rules. He prioritizes listening over speaking and taking action over making announcements. He is creating a unique style of leadership that respects tradition, but also looks towards the future with optimism. He won't follow in his father's footsteps or emulate his grandmother. He's forging his way. His leadership style will be caring, considerate, and powerful. He brings a sense of calm to a royal family that has faced many changes. Alongside Catherine, William is working to keep the family united. He is demonstrating that love and dedication are the most important things. People around the world view Prince William as a future monarch. They also see him as someone who has endured suffering, shouldered responsibilities, and maintained his kindness. Despite experiencing grief and facing immense pressure, he has not become aloof or distant. Instead, he has remained genuine to himself while fulfilling his duties to others. His tale goes beyond just his responsibilities as a prince. It also involves themes of love, sadness, personal development, and optimism. He is not just waiting to become king. He is also a dad, a spouse, a sibling, and a leader who is consistently evolving. His quiet but resilient character will be his compass as he navigates the future for himself and the monarchy. Let's examine why the royal family was seen as open to criticism by the public, and who caused this ongoing tension. When silence spoke and truth echoed just before an important royal event, Prince Harry stunned everyone by giving a personal interview to the BBC. He spoke as a son and brother, not as a prince, revealing his emotions in a way that surprised many. The usually composed royal family was unexpectedly vulnerable at this moment. The interview revealed a different side of the royal family from their usual polished image. Some rumors and hints had circulated before, but this was the first time Harry openly expressed his feelings without holding back. His voice was not angry or bitter, but was filled with a powerful sense of truth. This honesty carried a lot of emotional weight. During the interview, Harry talked about the emotional burden he had been carrying for a long time. It wasn't just a simple feeling of sadness. It was a deep pain that had been building up silently over the years, concealed beneath his outward appearance of contentment, status, and obligations. He shared that he not only felt alone while being a part of the royal family, but also deserted. He felt like he had been overlooked, not only by the system of the monarchy, but also by his father and brother, who were supposed to be his closest allies. He talked about a difficult journey where he had suppressed his emotions due to responsibilities. When he eventually opened up, it wasn't to point fingers or assign blame. He just wanted to communicate the pain that had accumulated over time. He mentioned how the royal family had meddled in personal affairs, particularly during legal matters. These were significant accusations filled with emotion, and they surfaced right before a major event for his brother, Prince William, which was meant to be a happy occasion. The timing was very delicate because the royal family and the nation were getting ready to celebrate an important moment in William's royal journey. He was about to take on a new ceremonial duty, a key step towards becoming the future king. The day was meant to be full of happiness, respect, and togetherness. However, everything changed when Harry's interview was broadcast. The attention that was on William's ceremony has now changed. People were prepared to discuss the traditions and grandeur of the event, but now they are talking about something more personal. Instead of royal titles and history, the focus has shifted to family pain, emotional distance, and broken trust. William's special day is now overshadowed by a tale of personal conflict. People started to inquire about the situation. Some speculated whether Harry intentionally timed his actions. Did he do it for the spotlight? Was it coordinated to coincide with William's moment? Others believed it was just bad luck with timing. But regardless of the motive, the result was William's event no longer being the focus. Instead of joyous festivities, the news headlines were filled with talk of personal conflicts and emotional hardships within the family. This elaborate royal event, which had been planned for years, was now being viewed in a new way. Instead of being a cause of pride for the public, it had become intertwined with a private family issue. The close relationship between two brothers was now strained, causing visible sadness. This sadness was no longer kept secret, but was openly talked about and felt by people worldwide. Prince William seemed calm and collected inside Westminster Abbey. He carried out his responsibilities gracefully. However, outside the Abbey, Prince Harry's words depicted a less-than-ideal situation. His speech was heartfelt and genuine, eliciting strong reactions from the public. Despite this, the royal family stayed silent. Buckingham Palace refrained from making any official statements or giving explanations. The royal family's strategy was evident: maintain composure and stay quiet, regardless of the circumstances. Silence doesn't indicate the absence of emotions. There was a tense atmosphere inside the palace as the staff quietly worked to handle the aftermath of the interview and shield William from the emotional strain it caused. The staff had meticulously prepared for the upcoming ceremony, But now, all their hard work was at risk of being overshadowed by the impactful interview. William felt a strong personal connection to the situation. It wasn't just about his change in public duties. It resurfaced old emotions and painful memories that he had been moving on from. Harry's words reopened wounds that were still in the process of healing for William. Although he may have wanted to share his perspective, he couldn't due to the royal family's tradition of keeping quiet. Publicly addressing the issue was not allowed. As a result, he kept his feelings to himself and carried them silently. People all over the world took different positions. Some supported Harry, praising him for being honest and breaking away from old royal customs. They thought his openness could help with healing and progress. On the other hand, some thought Harry went too overboard. They thought his words caused pain within the family, particularly towards his brother during a time when unity and support were crucial. This discussion made its way into households, media outlets, and the internet. People had varying opinions and were strongly emotional about the issue. Despite the chaos, William stayed quiet. He stayed composed and fulfilled his duties. Princess Catherine stood by his side quietly, not making any public appearances or interviews, but her support was evident in her calm and graceful presence. In the world of royalty, where every move is closely observed and criticized, staying silent can sometimes speak louder than speaking out. Catherine's understated backing of William conveyed more than any words ever could. She remained by his side, calm and composed, while everyone else around them was filled with chatter and feelings. As they attended the historical event at Westminster Abbey, she demonstrated strength and perseverance without needing to be vocal about it. Even though there was chaos surrounding her, Catherine remained strong and composed. She demonstrated that grace can stand out even during tough times. Her demeanor was not only encouraging, but also held symbolic meaning. It served as a reminder that actions can convey more than words, especially in challenging situations. Harry's words were difficult to hear, but they caused something significant to happen. They made people feel emotions that they had kept hidden for a long time. His words proved that even those who were born into fortunate circumstances can still struggle emotionally. They feel lonely, disappointed, and heartbroken, just like everyone else. Although Harry's honesty resonated with many people, it also stirred up dilemmas and uncertainties that may not be easily resolved. All families, even the most powerful and well-known ones, face challenges at some point. The royal family is no exception. Despite their titles, they are still just people. This situation demonstrated their humanity. One brother decided to share his feelings in search of inner peace, while the other stayed silent due to his sense of duty and adherence to tradition. Both choices were tough and brought emotional turmoil. The memory of this moment will stay with people even as time goes by and the hype dies down. It was not just a fancy royal event, but a glimpse into the human side of royalty. Emotions were on full display, mixing with the usual grandeur. Both quiet reflection and words had significance. It showed how the royal family grapples with the fine line between their responsibilities to the public and their personal feelings. Finally, the ceremony happened. William did what he had planned to do. He stood confidently and completed his duties. Catherine stood beside him, providing silent support, and Harry, from a distance, spoke honestly. Some may question the timing of his words, but the impact they had cannot be overlooked. This moment will never be forgotten. It was a pivotal moment that highlighted the importance of timing. It demonstrated that strong emotions can exist even in the most prestigious families. These emotions can unexpectedly come to the surface at times. This story isn't just about royalty. It's about the human experience. It's a story of truth, pain, silence, and resilience. It's about brothers who were once close, but are now distant. It's about a family trying to balance love, duty, and disappointment while being watched by the whole world. What do you think brought about all this, and how did this all start? Let's find out. A tale of royal romance and the changing tides. Prince Harry, the younger son of King Charles III and Princess Diana, was under constant public scrutiny all his life. He was closely watched by the world, from walking behind his mother's coffin as a child to his time serving in the British Army. However, everything changed when he met Meghan Markle, an American actress famous for her role in Suits. Meghan brought a fresh perspective to Harry's life, and their love story played out like a modern fairy tale, full of charm, passion, and hope. But they also faced difficulties and obstacles that forced them to make bold decisions that would change their lives forever. Harry and Meghan first crossed paths in 2016 thanks to a friend they both knew. They hit it off right away, despite coming from vastly different backgrounds, Harry being part of the British royal family, and Meghan coming from the American entertainment industry. Meghan's self-assurance, kindness, and dedication to humanitarian causes impressed Harry, while Meghan was drawn to Harry's sense of responsibility, compassion, and fun-loving nature. Their connection deepened rapidly, and they fell in love in private, away from the public eye, during intimate moments spent together across different countries. Their relationship was private at first, but became public quickly. The media coverage was extensive once it was revealed. Meghan faced discrimination from some media outlets due to her mixed race and previous marriage. Stories about her personal life were constantly featured in the news. Despite this, Meghan remained poised while Harry was defensive and concerned. He remembered how his mother, Princess Diana, was treated by the press and didn't want the same thing to happen to Meghan. Harry and Meghan announced their engagement in November 2017, which made people happy and excited. The whole world was eager to see their wedding. They tied the knot on May 19, 2018, at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. Meghan looked stunning in a beautiful dress and tiara. The wedding combined royal customs with Meghan's cultural heritage, including a gospel choir and a sermon from an American bishop. It was a hopeful moment that many saw as a new beginning for the royal family. Meghan introduced diversity, modernity, and global appeal. Harry appeared happier than he had ever been before. They were named the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and worked together on royal responsibilities, advocating for issues like mental health, women's rights, and environmental protection. Harry and Meghan went on trips around the UK and other countries, meeting people and discussing important topics. They appeared to work well together as a team. Meghan became a well-liked member of the royal family, and their son, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, was born in May 2019. They felt their family was now whole. The pressure was increasing behind their cheerful appearances. Meghan expressed feeling alone and without support. The media attention was still strong, and not everyone in the royal family approved of the changes she brought. Reports of tension within the palace started to emerge. Despite their efforts to stay focused on their goals, Meghan and Harry found it more challenging to conceal the strain they were under. In January 2020, Meghan and Harry shocked many with a surprising announcement. They said they wanted to take a step back from their senior royal duties to create a more peaceful life for their son. They also planned to become financially independent while helping the Queen and their country. The news surprised people, including those within the royal family. This decision sparked conversations known as the Sandringham Summit, where the royal family tried to come up with a solution. They decided that Harry and Meghan would no longer use their royal titles as extensively and would no longer get money from the public. The couple moved to North America and eventually made a home in California. Over there, they started to create a new life outside of the palace environment. Harry and Meghan found freedom in the United States to express themselves and live as they pleased. They started their foundation, Archie, which promotes kindness and making a difference. They made agreements with media companies to produce inspiring and educational content. Meghan authored a book for children. In 2021, they had their second child, a daughter named Lilibet Diana, in tribute to the Queen and Harry's mother. As they continued with their lives, people all over the world continued to be curious about their previous experiences. In March 2021, Harry and Meghan participated in a candid interview where they talked about their time in the royal family. They discussed feelings of isolation, worries about how Meghan and the kids were being treated, and Meghan opened up about her mental health battles. Harry also talked about feeling distant from his family and feeling saddened by it. Harry's relationships with certain family members changed after he stepped back from royal duties. While he stayed close to a few relatives, others struggled to accept his decisions. The loss of trust in the couple's public interviews added to the complexity of the situation. Harry and his older brother, Prince William, had a strained relationship. They used to be very close due to the loss of their mother, but as time passed, they drifted apart. William stuck to his royal duties while Harry went in a different direction. Despite both caring about their families and values, their choices drove them apart. Harry still loves his family, even though they are far apart. Meghan also wants to heal and understand. Rebuilding trust will not happen quickly, especially with strong feelings and worldwide interest. Harry and Meghan's story goes beyond just leaving royal life. It is a tale of love, identity, courage, and change. They demonstrated that it is acceptable to forge your path, even when everyone expects you to follow the one laid out for you. Along the way, they made errors, dealt with backlash, and grew from their experiences. Throughout it all, they remained loyal to each other and their principles. Archie and Lilibet, the children of Harry and Meghan, are being raised away from the attention of the royal family. Harry and Meghan are dedicated to providing them with a joyful and stable childhood. They collaborate on important projects and speak out on important issues. While they are no longer bound by royal customs, they still have a significant impact and importance in the world. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have had a journey filled with love, hope, struggle, and strength. Their royal wedding touched hearts worldwide, and their unconventional choices have created a new chapter in royal history. Stepping away from royal duties was a difficult decision for them. It came with challenges, but also gave them a sense of freedom and purpose. Even though their connection with the royal family is complex, it's evident that their love for each other and their family has influenced all their decisions. They still serve as a cause of inspiration for many people globally, not because of their titles or adherence to traditions, but because they are genuine, caring, and courageous. Their story serves as a reminder that happiness doesn't always come the way we anticipate. Difficult decisions can often result in a more fulfilling life. The most beautiful love stories are those where two people face the world together, hand in hand, on their terms. Could this be the reason behind the silence and awkward incidents in the palace? The quiet interior of Kensington Palace? In Kensington Palace, there is a shared understanding among everyone that is quietly respected. This unspoken rule, though not written or voiced, holds a lot of power within the palace. Meghan Markle is rarely discussed within the walls of the palace, not because of an official rule, but because it has naturally become part of the atmosphere. It is widely understood that it is best not to bring up her name, especially when Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, is present. This comprehension didn't happen suddenly. It started with little awkward incidents. There were brief silences in talks, uncomfortable looks, and glances shared in specific discussions. Initially, it was subtle, but as time passed, it developed into something tangible. It wasn't triggered by arguments or raised voices. It wasn't about rage or conflicts. It was a quietness that came about organically, as if the environment itself understood that certain subjects were better left alone. No one had to be informed. No formal meeting or announcement was necessary. The employees and family members simply understood that mentioning Meghan's could disrupt the peace that Catherine was working hard to maintain. Therefore, in order to maintain tranquility and emotional stability, everyone decided to remain silent. This quietness is not because Catherine is mad. It is not about holding a grudge or seeking payback. Instead, it is a result of feeling emotionally drained after years of trying to keep everything together. Recently, Catherine has faced many emotional obstacles. She has had to deal with interviews, tough talks with her family, and instances where her personal struggles were made known to the public. All of this has made Catherine want to safeguard her peace, not only for herself, but also for her children and her household. In the past, she had wanted to unite everyone. She had dreams of togetherness. She believed in the strong bond between herself, William, Harry, and Meghan. Initially, they seemed to bring something fresh and positive to the royal family. They were youthful, contemporary, and full of potential. Catherine was fully invested in that vision. She was hopeful for its success. Initially, it appeared to be successful. Public events with smiles and shared projects were once happening, giving a feeling of something new. However, over time, things began to shift. The smiles disappeared, and the atmosphere became tense. Events that used to be joyful turned uncomfortable. The news headlines started to paint a different picture. Friendly interactions felt artificial. Finally, Harry and Meghan made the decision to step back from their royal duties. Their choice went beyond simply switching positions. It wasn't just about relocating to a different country or relinquishing official titles. It represented a more profound change that impacted the dynamics of relationships and trust. This resulted in emotional detachment, which had lasting effects within the palace. For Catherine, it wasn't about the spotlight or the responsibilities of royalty. It was about the meaningful emotional bond that had been severed. She had attempted to maintain the unity of the family, but when her efforts failed, she was left with the burden of what had been taken away. Over time, Catherine learned that she is mandated to set boundaries. These boundaries weren't meant to show anger, but to safeguard herself. She stopped discussing Meghan in her personal life, not to forget the past, but to shield her current well-being. Catherine realized that even mentioning Meghan could trigger painful memories she had tried to move past. Catherine is not seeking pity or sympathy. She wants to make her home a peaceful place where her children feel safe and loved. She desires a life free from emotional stress. Avoiding certain topics is just one way she maintains the stability she has worked hard to create. People who know Prince William well say that he is still hurt by the distance between him and his brother. He may still have some hope that their relationship will improve one day. Perhaps he still considers the idea of reconciling with his brother. However, Catherine has moved on from the past and no longer wishes to revisit it. She has progressed emotionally. Progressed while she may be able to forgive Harry eventually. Forgiving Meghan seems less likely for her. The issue is not about rivalry or jealousy. It's about emotional wounds that have not fully healed. Catherine's decision to distance herself emotionally is not being cold or rejecting. Instead, she is establishing healthy boundaries to prevent past emotional pain from affecting her present life. These boundaries are important for her well-being and to maintain a peaceful atmosphere in the royal household. She is not just a future queen, but also plays a role in shaping the future of the monarchy with her thoughtful and discreet actions. Her power doesn't come from talking or making public speeches. It's in how she presents herself. Her poise, calmness, and quiet demeanor say more than words ever could. She's not just pretending to be someone she's not. She lives with honesty and dignity. The past conflicts that made news are now part of royal history, but they have taught valuable lessons about family, boundaries, and the process of healing. Catherine doesn't spend time thinking about past mistakes or trying to change what has already happened. Instead, she is concentrating on preventing similar issues from occurring again. Her main aim is to provide her children with a happy home, built on trust, and without any past baggage. She hopes they will develop into strong and calm individuals. Catherine's decision to never speak a certain name signifies her growth. It serves as a gentle reminder that the past doesn't have to be constantly discussed to be remembered. Some memories are best left unsaid. The silence surrounding this name is not negative. Rather, it is comforting and allows for healing. During a recent royal event, everything appeared to be normal. The family acted with elegance, upheld tradition, and displayed resilience. However, for those who could read between the lines, it was evident that a shift had occurred. The gathering wasn't solely about the formalities. It also conveyed a sense of inner strength. Catherine didn't have to utter a single word. Her mere existence, her decisions, and her serene silence spoke volumes. In the past, the royal family used to address issues through formal statements and protocols. However, Catherine has decided to take a different approach. Rather than publicly addressing problems, she is being selective about what she lets into her personal life. This choice to carefully control what is part of her world is altering the emotional atmosphere within the monarchy. Pain that used to feel overwhelming is now a way to gain insight. The friendship between the four royals has changed, but they learned important lessons. They learned about maintaining emotional stability, preserving peace, and respecting personal boundaries. Catherine will always remember what was lost, but she is focusing on safeguarding what is still there. At Kensington Palace, there is a peaceful atmosphere. One particular subject is avoided in order to protect Meghan. The silence is not meant to harm her, but to help her heal. It allows for peace to be maintained, and the past hurts to be left behind. The decision is made to show respect and move forward with compassion. As the royal family moves forward, William is seen as the future king. However, Catherine is more than just his partner. She also serves as a mentor. Her calm choices, clear boundaries, and calm demeanor are influencing what lies ahead. She isn't trying to take charge in a loud way, but instead leads with love, protection, and peace. This type of leadership can often be the most impactful. What is the significant connection between tradition and the bath? Prince William and the history of the Order of the Bath. The significance of the name Prince William goes beyond just being a fancy title. It holds meaning due to its connection to a significant tradition. The ceremony at Westminster Abbey cannot be fully appreciated without considering its historical context. This unique event was not only about assigning Prince William a new position, but also about him becoming a part of a long-standing narrative. The narrative is one of bravery, commitment, and responsibility. In 1725, a significant event happened when King George created the Order of the Bath, which was more than just a prestigious title. It was bestowed upon individuals who had demonstrated genuine loyalty and service to the monarchy, through their deeds, not just words. Even though the Order of the Bath officially began in 1725, its origins date back even further. The concept of knighthood held great significance long before that time. In medieval times, becoming a knight was not just about combat skills or armor. It was also a spiritual process. Aspiring knights had to undergo a special ritual, which involved taking a symbolic bath to cleanse both the body and soul. Following the bath, they would spend time in prayer and reflection, leaving behind sin and preparing for a life of duty, honor, and selflessness. The term Order of the Bath originated from an ancient ceremony that symbolized a transformation within an individual. It was not merely about being clean, but about undergoing a profound change. After completing the ritual and emerging from the water, these men were no longer just warriors. They were now champions of virtues, such as courage, integrity, and resilience. Throughout history, this distinction retained its significance, reserved only for individuals who had made substantial and impactful contributions. These contributions could be in the form of achievements in battle or significant achievements in government service. Those who were selected had played a role in shaping the course of the British Empire, embodying qualities like bravery, loyalty, and dedication. For centuries, only men were allowed to join the order. This rule stayed in place for almost 250 years. But in 1971, things took a different turn. Princess Alice, Duchess of Gloucester, became the first woman to be honored as a Dame Grand Cross. This was a major milestone, as it broke a long-standing tradition. It demonstrated that even long-standing customs could evolve. Despite the gradual pace of change, it paved the way for more inclusivity. This event marked a significant moment in the Order's history. Now, Prince William is taking on an important role in the Order of the Bath. Being the Great Master means he has a lot of responsibilities. He will lead ceremonies, select new members, and represent the tradition publicly. This job requires careful consideration and a serious attitude. In the past, this position symbolized the difference between royalty and commoners. By taking on this role, William is continuing that legacy. Each action he takes as Great Master is connected to a long history. When William puts on the special robes and symbols, he is not simply playing dress-up. He is honoring the memory and traditions of his ancestors. His actions and decisions as a leader will be remembered in royal history. This moment demonstrates that William is not passively waiting for the future. He is actively taking on responsibilities and showing he is prepared to lead. This appointment was not made for show or to divert attention. It was not done to cover up anything or to create a distraction. It was a significant choice made by someone who truly comprehends its significance. King Charles appointed William to this role not out of obligation, but because he truly believed in it. It was more than just a royal formality. It was a special moment between a father and his son. In royal families, emotions are not always expressed verbally. They are often demonstrated through actions. This gesture, witnessed by millions, carried a deep, unspoken message. Years ago, Charles was Prince of Wales, just like William is now. Charles was preparing for the future when he would become king. The Queen was still the monarch back then. Charles passed the title of Prince of Wales to William not only because of tradition, but because he trusted him. It was a way for Charles to show his son that he believed in him. At that time, there were strong emotions in the air. Charles and William's relationship had always been more about duties than being close. It was based on obligation. However, after Queen Elizabeth passed away, things started to evolve. The royal family was mourning, and Charles and William's bond changed. They started having more meaningful conversations. They discussed the future, leadership, and the responsibilities that come with being next in line for the throne. These conversations changed the way Charles viewed his son. William was not only seen as the heir to the throne anymore, but also as someone prepared to take on a leadership role. Charles displayed his confidence in William by granting him an important title, signaling to the world that William was capable of leading the monarchy in a fresh direction. This new direction would be based on qualities like resilience, compassion, and intelligence. Although Charles didn't vocalize it, his behaviors effectively conveyed his thoughts. The future is no longer distant. It is starting to become a reality. Charles is still the main leader, but he is beginning to delegate more tasks to others. However, this doesn't mean he is completely stepping back, but rather giving William room to develop and grow as a leader. This transition is happening gradually and cautiously, showing trust and affection. This moment meant a lot to Charles. It wasn't just following a custom, but also about showing his true beliefs. Charles has always struggled to show his emotions, but this action conveyed everything necessary. William, who used to be shy in comparison to his well-known mother, is now taking on an important role. By granting him this title, Charles was passing on more than just a name. He was giving him his faith and optimism. At this significant time, a silent understanding developed between the father and son. The years of separation started to lessen. Although not completely gone, there is now a greater connection between them. Their path has been challenging, but this moment indicated that their relationship is becoming stronger. William now holds more than just a title. He holds history, tradition, and his father's trust. He is becoming a part of something bigger than himself. This marks the start of a new chapter, not the end of a story. Prince William is moving forward with confidence, influenced by the past, trusted in the present, and prepared for the future. What do you think about this new title? Will Prince William be able to uphold the tradition? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Before you go, be sure to click on the video shown on your screen.